Hello everyone and fellow stackers. I have another video update. This time not so much on silver but more about the economy in general and how things are going to pan out. And I do have a couple of interesting videos right after this segment that I'm going to show and explain to you now. Just my thoughts on how things are going to pan out in the next several years. I think there will be deflation, inflation, possibly hyperinflation. There might be some, government default problems, a bunch of mixtures. It's hard to say what's going to happen, but those are kind of some of the things that I have in mind. I think 2016 is the year that we're going to have a serious problem, and that's right around the election. But those are just my take and some other people's takes as well on what's going to happen to the economy and how precious metals will play a role in it. That we pretty much kind of know. But I did find very interesting clips on YouTube. You guys might find it a little funny or a little weird, but this guy's name is Daryl Anka. He is a medium or a conduit that is capable of like channeling or speaking to an alien entity called Bashar. And Bashar has an interesting take on how things are going to pan out for us, and we'll elaborate on what's going to happen. So right after this, I'm going to put the two segments together, and you can watch it, and hope you like it. Okay?
Now, understand that what you call your economy is arbitrarily based anyway, isn't it?
Sure.
Isn't it just by your agreement?
Sure.
That it works at all? Isn't it just an imaginary game? This is worth that. Okay. Didn't it used to be rocks and bones and stones and feathers and beads and all sorts of things? Now it's coin and paper, so it's just arbitrary. It's just what you agree to. A more solid economy would be basing it on the people themselves, their skills and abilities, and what they have to contribute to society. You'll get there. But the point is you don't have to worry about the collapse of the old system, because that's what needs to happen if you're going to have new systems. The trick is to create the new systems now so they will be in place when the old ones crumble of their own dead weight, because they no longer serve you. So seeing them start to break up and dissolve is actually cause for celebration, because it means you're on the verge of allowing yourself to know that there are new systems you can implement. But the point is, take action and make those new systems. Invent them, create them, be creative, be active, take action for its own sake. Again, not as a means to an end. For its own sake, because it excites you to do so. If it excites someone to invent, to create, to talk about, to share ideas of new economic systems just because that's what excites them, then that's what's going to create the new systems, and the synchronicity will take care of the timing. The new systems, when you have exciting people doing things because they're excited about it, just because they're excited about it, the timing will take place within the synchronicity automatically, and the new systems will be where they need to be, when they need to be there, when the old systems no longer serve you. That's how it works. It's automatic. It already works. You don't have to make it work. Just let it work. By going with the flow of it. By being who you really are.
They need to make. And by doing so, it will be that much easier for you to allow yourself to experience the reality that you prefer. Now, as we read the energy now, many things are changing, many things are shifting, and this is what we perceive at the moment. You have begun to experience the breakdown of some of your economic systems. You have begun to experience some shifting in your political worlds. This will continue. And again, as we have always said, the idea is not to change the old systems, but to have new systems in place, ready to go when the old systems fall apart. That will be part and parcel of taking action in the new world, in the new way. Creating that vibration that is representative of the reality you wish to take yourself to. So that when you shift, and in that shift, experience the old ideas falling away, falling apart, crumbling all around you, you will have the capacity to attract to yourself new systems, either invented by you or others that you will attract yourself to be able to facilitate the new ideas, the new perspectives, the new ways of doing things in the new reality you will have shifted to, which can then be implemented rapidly. Now, as it stands in this moment, what you are doing with your economic structure may carry you for about 5 of your years. Then there will be what you call another collapse. But at that time, in 5 years, there will be other systems that can rapidly replace what has then been washed away. So, do not fear. Never approach these things with fear, for that will determine what reality you experience. So obviously what we are perceiving and what we are sharing with you is part and parcel of the reality, of the vibration of your preferred reality, which does not mean there will not be change. Sometimes even very dramatic change. But remember, as we said, an event is not an event until you have responded to it. So the idea is not so much exactly what happens, but how you respond to it that makes it the event you will experience it to be. So respond well to all these things, and they will serve you well in the new reality. Respond negatively, and that's the reality you will remain in. So in 5 years, you will see, most likely, the opportunity to reinvent some very fundamental economic principles on your planet that will begin to take you, not right away, but will begin to take you toward an understanding of the true worth and the true value of the individual members of a society, which will ultimately lead to an economy actually based on the actual skills and talents of the individuals in a society, which will be in that context uncorruptible. The idea in that sense will be that as you approach the concept of a global organization, it will be one that allows borders and barriers to be crossed and to be dissolved, because it will be the skills and talents of individuals that will cross those borders to be of service to others who need their services. And as you begin finding more and more teams of individuals being sent around the world to aid and assist those that require their assistance, you will suddenly begin to see the threads being woven of the tapestry of a new economy. And bit by bit, within a few decades, you will realize that no longer will you require an artificial symbol to represent the idea of value and exchange. The exchange between people will be sufficient, and the reason that this will work is because it will also go hand in hand with the idea that within the next 2 or 3 decades, you will also create the idea of absolute, unlimited free energy. And once you achieve that, you will find that almost nothing stands in your way of becoming a unified society. Now, between now and then, there may be a few interesting surprises. Again, as we have talked about, more and more will be there an increase in the awareness of the existence of extraterrestrial societies, beginning on and around your year of 2015. There will be more knowledge that such things exist. And again, as it expands, ultimately to your year of 2033, when it will be, in that sense, open contact that will have occurred between your civilization, and the first civilization to make open contact with your world, that we in our ancient language have called the Shalanaya, but which they in their own language are called the Yael. You will see more of their ships here and there, and they will become more and more blatant, allowing you the opportunity to respond in a manner that allows your society to know that you are ready more and more every day for such open communion, open contact with other civilizations. This, of course, will be based on the idea that you're ready and willing for open contact among your own civilization, among yourselves, among your own people. The willingness to take the actions necessary to receive the downloads and take the actions